We have a saying around here.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, no brains, no headache.
Well, hello, boys.
What's up? What's up?
Damn, son, where'd you find this?
Oh, you can do that. I thought you were asking if I wanted anything.
Oh, so are we allowed to do this on camera?
Well, we're live, so do whatever you want.
Too late, man.
Welcome to episode 187 of No Brains, No Headache podcast. Happy to be here. Damn glad to do it. My name is Jordan. I'm going to be your host today, as always, and I'm joined with my co-host, confidant, longtime friend, fellow comedian. His name is Matt Ongo Cleary. Ongo, what's in the cup tonight?
Water.
Okay.
Off the sauce.
Matt is off the sauce, but if you know anything about him, you ask him a question enough, he'll eventually say yes. Last night we were having some drinks. I said, do you want a drink? He said, nope. So I just asked him 2 more times, and he said yes. But hey, we aren't here alone like we normally are. You know, it's usually just Matt and I. That got boring. That got old. So we've been switching it up, bringing some... questionably gay sometimes, you know. But now we're bringing in some guests into the studio, and this week we are joined by a fellow comedian, one of our newest friends. Great to have him here in studio. It's Jim Telli. Jim, what's up, man? Thanks for coming.
What's going on? Thanks for having me, guys.
I'm glad we finally did this. You have been very, intense about wanting to come on the podcast, and every time I try to, you're a bad scheduler. I'm just gonna say it to your face.
I can accept that. That's true. But sorry. The reason why I was giving you shit was because I felt like your podcast seriously lacked diversity.
That's fact.
Not to their own. We are in North Dakota. All right. I am literally one of 2 black comedians up here. You know, it is what it is.
You're one of 2 black people in North Dakota.
Well, I haven't seen the other black comedians, so you might be the only one.
Yeah.
Has he fallen off yet? No.
I haven't gotten a text from him in a while, so I'm a little concerned. Am I going to do anything about it? No,
probably not.
Fuck that guy.
But yeah, we got Jim in studio. Not from Bismarck. He's lived elsewhere before, so can bring some new perspective to the table, and that's what we're going to talk about today in this mindlessly entertaining podcast. Matt, do we have any housekeeping? How was your week? You're kind of under the weather. What are you battling right now?
You got a housekeeper?
No, I don't.
What are you housekeeping?
No, we go over things that we went through the week.
What's up? Like, what's the latest?
You think
we'll get to
That's
you.
what you guys call it, housekeeping?
You don't ever call? You never heard that?
No, I lived in Africa. We actually had maids.
Oh. You think I can afford a housekeeper? You walk through my house.
It's just you're just like going through the little things.
It's a nice house, by the way. I must admit, this is pretty dope.
Yeah, we got Jim over here. I'm glad I rolled up at the same time as you because you looked very lost.
I was. I looked like I was about to serve drugs. Like,
You look like an Uber Eats driver that couldn't see the addresses on the house.
You got that right. I rolled the window down. I'm like, is this? I'm not gonna say address, but is this the house? I had to look for that shit.
2019 St. Benedict. I mean, it's out there.
Hey man, just don't.
Yeah, like I'm not saying I'm lonely, but anyone out there, if they want to come hang out.
Dicks and vaginas, all welcome. Just come on down.
Yeah.
The Uber Eats community actually has to watch out. That's what we were kind of mentioning before.
That is true.
It's not safe anymore.
That's true. Motherfuckers getting chopped up and disposed via garbage bags just for delivering some goddamn McNuggets.
I mean, like thinking about it, you were probably introduced because you're in a way different market to like Lyft and Uber, but way before we were here in Bismarck. Do you remember like the beginning of Lyft and Uber at all? There's a point to my question here.
Do I remember the beginning of Uber?
They're just handing out free rides and shit to get it started.
So at the time, I thankfully did have a vehicle, so I didn't really have to rely on that shit. But yeah, I heard some shit.
Like when that stuff started, and it was like the first time a driver just murdered a passenger. It's like, damn it! Now we have Uber Eats. People are just getting chopped up like ground beef. It's just like it's like. You gotta watch out. Also, Jim has a great laugh. Hope y'all are ready for it.
Dude,
we're gonna do
there's sometimes where I'll be up on stage doing a joke and it will flop so terribly, but Jim will fucking start laughing and everyone will start laughing just because Jim's laugh.
He's a good person to have in the crowd.
Yeah.
There's a few people that Matt and I have started to know. We always make sure they get invited to the shows.
Yeah.
Front row, make sure they get VIP treatment because their laugh is so loud and
infectious.
Captivating. Yeah. So we definitely have a list of those people who come. But yeah, I was just thinking, like, when these businesses get off the ground and then one bad thing happens, it's just like, God damn it, just value just drops.
There was a sweet spot in Bismarck right when Lyft and Uber were starting when I was in college that it was where the taxis kind of like stopped because they were like, oh, Lyft and Uber's here, but then no one was driving Lyft and Uber, so you'd be like, I'm gonna get an Uber, and there's one driver for the entire 100,000 people, and it's like, never mind, I'm just gonna drunk drive home because can't get a taxi either now because they stopped coming around.
The best is like a not small town North Dakota, but like a Dickinson. I think this is where it was. Were you with me? We got a taxi in Dickinson a few years ago. The dude was it was a van that was just like clearly somebody's van, not an actual taxi. Dude was just chain smoking, and he let one of us drive.
Cash only.
Yeah, I mean, it was super cheap, and I think we were just like, fucking around with him, but he wasn't driving. He was just in the passenger seat.
That's amazing. When was this? What year was this?
What was this, like 3 years?
Yeah, three years ago.
Okay.
I was on
2024,
tour.
so 2020. All right, that actually checks because like when I came, the very first time I came to Bismarck, man, that was for my little sister's wedding, and I remember the day we were leaving, it was like 5. We had an early flight, right? They had an early flight to Dallas, and we ordered an Uber, motherfucker. We was waiting there for like 28 minutes. Then it refreshed, and then we had to switch to fucking, instead of Uber, we switched to Lyft.
Yep.
And then eventually we found a guy, but man, it was kind of rough.
It can be rough. I've been known to after party. I'm that type, and you get yourself a little too deep in an after party, you are not finding a ride home.
That sucks.
I mean, you can.
But what about taxis though? They have taxis here, don't they?
Matt, I don't even know what the taxi
schedule them like
situation
24 hours, and then sometimes they just won't show up. It'll be like, man, I slept in. It's like,
no money for you.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a locally owned ride service, but you have to like kind of plan it ahead of time. Right. And it's perfect for people who are just here for business or a wedding or something go straight from the hotel to the airport. That the hotel should offer some sort of complimentary shuttle.
There's maybe like one that does, and it's like, the shuttle only runs one time a week, so you're gonna spend 2 days at the airport if you want to use the shovel.
Dude at the front desk just abandoned shit.
Taking a shovel to the goddamn airport. You're looking through security with that shit, right? Yeah, man. That's all. I think I like how the fact that you guys have this like, you guys essentially are like the only I see going on. Like, you guys are the only podcast. You guys are the only motherfuckers I see actually putting up shows and organizing the shows and actually paying people for shows. Like, you guys are like the only ones in the area doing this, huh?
Well, thank you for the compliment, man. I don't even know what to say, but it was kind of by accident.
Yeah, don't say you guys, because I don't do a lot of, let's say, the planning. I'm like the grunt work. Like, if you need me to take tickets, cool. You need me to shit up on stage for like 10 minutes, cool.
Matt's a great, he does the details, you know. He cleans up the mess, if you know what I mean.
You need someone to pick up the pizza?
Do you need somebody to take tickets, and then in between when the guys are on stage, he just goes to the bar next door and does shots and gets hammered drunk and then flip-flops back and forth all night, and then by the end of the night can't really talk?
I've actually witnessed that.
if you need that, Matt's your guy.
Matt's definitely your guy. I can vouch for that one.
I'm like the linchpin of the operation. If the linchpin was a little rusty and like might snap in half at any point, that's me.
You just happen to mention lynching with the black guy on board, huh?
You're the one bringing it
up. Hey, during this shit, I'm gonna make you guys feel uncomfortable from time to time with some of my
Jim, I'm
lovely racial remarks.
Yeah, I'm getting pretty good about being subtly racist towards you. So
shit, you have no idea.
Whoever had 9 minutes for Matt's first racist comment wins the gambling pool this week. So congratulations to our winner. It's a little game we like to play.
Jesus Christ.
We got episode 187 with Jim Telli.
Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained?
Okay.
Let's party.
Jim, you mentioned your little sister lives up here. I have to know why you're here. Is that because you got family up here now, or you in witness protection?
Okay.
There's no other reason you're up
Witness
here.
protection. I done shaved my beard off and everything. My name is Steven now.
Yeah, you used to be white.
Yeah, I put the application in. They denied me. Hey, nah, man.
You got to reverse Michael Jackson.
Shit. Speaking of Michael Jackson, I was actually talking at work today with my folks asking, saying, what if Michael Jackson, because it's like, it don't matter if you're black or white, and I'm like, it does, Mike, because
Well, that's a lie.
you were one and both, like you're both of them. Yeah, but the reason why I'm saying that the shit won't be the same, because what if he, during his bleaching process turned Chinese?
No. Or it's like didn't get white enough, so it's like, oh, he's Puerto Rican.
You know what I'm saying? Like, this shit wasn't right.
Did he bleach himself?
That's
yeah.
Well, that and vitiligo, yeah.
I guess I never really, got into the bones of how he actually did this.
Well, I mean, he bleached himself to the bone, essentially.
Dude, Michael Jackson was
interesting.
he was so good at music that like shit came out about him. They're like, you know what?
No one gives a fuck.
No, it's like,
his music
yeah.
is the only music that can overlook pedophilia. Like, that's
For sure.
Like, he is that goated. You know what I mean?
He's the only one that Bill Cosby did a pretty good job of skirting by it, because I think it's like BET plays his reruns all the time, and then shit came out and they stopped. They just let 6 months go by, and they're like, we haven't really been playing anything. Back on the Cosby Show, they're like, yeah, it's good.
Fuck it. Fuck it. Nah, man.
Dr. Huxtable.
Can you imagine? Oh, that's crazy. Like, I know you guys asked me a question. I got to get back to that question. But since we're talking about all of these lovely,
Things snowball on this show pretty damn quick.
clearly,
you better be careful.
clearly. Goddamn, but no, like that Bill Cosby shit actually kind of like most comedians, hey, especially black comedians, they're like, oh my god, we all looked up to him, because I know that I did at one point. Like, I used to watch this shit because he was so revered in comedy, and I would watch him. But then to think that the man who would not even curse on stage, wouldn't even say fuck, would slip a pill into a bitch drink to fuck. Like, that shit's insane when you think about it.
Yeah,
bro. And
saying fuck's half my set. That is insane.
bro, like, I'm talking about, how many women was it?
It was like an uncomfortable. It wasn't like
Isn't one or more uncomfortable?
it was one that it seemed impossible. It was like
how
it was
that many?
87 alleged, and I was like, okay, alleged is one thing, so let's just give him the benefit of the doubt and
Okay.
say half.
And that's still a lot.
My rough
Crazy.
Google search has 37 lines of names.
Yeah, and so
Jesus.
so
I don't know if that's
Christ.
so
accurate.
roughly half then of the
I don't really wanna
allegations.
read this whole
You know
thing,
what? Let's
so-
put all their names out there on this podcast right now.
I got them right here. Yeah. I could maybe get an account.
All right, but let's swing back. So,
I wonder how many. I wonder, like, does he have? I wonder who has more numbers. The Cosby Show. Like, who has many more episodes?
there's a lot of Cosby Show episodes.
So does it outweigh the Cosby Show
Dude, there's
episode?
way more than 37. I just counted to 37, and we're still, Jim, you could see this. Okay.
Jesus.
37 was right here. I'm going to guesstimate 50. I'm a bad counter. I'm not good with numbers, so don't quote me on that.
All right, so I think we hit on enough of the R word and child molesters. So let's swing back to, how did you get to Bismarck, North Dakota?
Right. Let's start there, because damn, we did start this podcast talking about that.
Yeah,
shit, huh?
We've gone Uber and Bill Cosby. It's not our best work, but I think we're going to power through it.
I mean, we transitioned from Michael Jackson to Bill Cosby pretty effortlessly.
Damn, I'm surprised that no one touched on R. Kelly. Like, no one. All right.
What did R. Kelly do?
God damn it, man. Son of a bitch.
Are we out on R. Kelly now?
Whatever he did, he recorded it. But nah, okay. Let's get rid of the R word. I don't want that preceding this beautiful story I'm about to tell you guys of how I ended up here, because it has nothing to do with that at all. I am the son of an immigrant. Okay. I grew up in South Florida. I was born in South Florida. I was raised in Senegal, West Africa, and after various back and forth trips, I eventually found myself in Florida, and that's where I kind of was like fucking up in life. You know, I was on drugs. I was hooked on cocaine, Molly, ecstasy, 1 point sleeping pills too. So I was kind of all over the place, not really making any money. And then I decided to switch the shit around. And by doing that, I started in the gym, started, dating my girl, started doing comedy, and decided that my worth as a human being is much more than I initially thought it was. And I eventually decided to pursue other activities. And some of those activities led me here to Bismarck, North Dakota.
What's the travel like from West Africa to Florida? Like, that's got to get old quick.
And you must have been the first person ever to be like, oh, sweet, I'm in the U.S. You know what? I'm going to go back.
You know what? A lot of people in Africa will look at me and be like, what are you doing here? If I had your passport, I'll be in the United States fucking the white woman. Like, them motherfuckers looking at me, what the fuck are you doing here? Which is, I understood it too, but ultimately I was, man, if we dive into why I went to Africa for the first, it's not just because my dad was there. It wasn't like my father was like, we must go back to the homeland. I'll teach you your roots. Nigga, my dad was in America. He's like, I ain't never going back. What? My mom's talking, we should take them back. He's like, oh, dude, take them. If you want to go. I will stay here. And he did. When my whole time living in Africa, maybe 30% of that was with my dad. Most of the time, my dad was over here when he was doing. So, like, my mother, who's the American, was living in Africa, and my father, who's the African, was living in America.
Traded places.
Yeah. So how long did you live in Africa then?
Almost 10 years.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, like back and forth. First time was like 3.5. Second time was like 3. I did one for like 4, and then there was like a 6-month stint here, and then shit.
So were you pretty young then? If it's been a 10-year span, and now you're here
from the ages 9 to 24, 25.
It's a tender age,
dude. One of the last open mics, Jim asked how old he is, and he got guesses of 20, 38.
Yeah.
Someone said like 61.
Yeah.
And then they're like
just ridiculous.
17. Like, no one knows how old Jim is.
Yeah,
let's keep it.
We need
way.
to cut his legs off and count the rings like a tree.
Leave my limbs. Or wait till I die and get my dick hard and chop that. Measure that shit. But nah, man, black don't crack, man. Black don't crack. Between my mama and my daddy, I got exclusive. Because I have African American genes mixed with a little Native American. So when I mean by African, I'm talking about like a descendant of a slave who was brought over from Africa. My mom's people's are mixed between those black people. Some of her white masters were fucking them. So they got mixed a bit. And then once they ran away, they hooked up with some Seminole Indians. So my mom's a mixture of that. And then my dad's straight up pure race.
You say Seminole?
Seminole in Florida, yeah.
As a person with, Native American descent, how would you feel if somebody for 15 years of their life accidentally thought they were Native American?
Accidentally thought?
Yeah.
I wouldn't hold it against them.
Okay.
I wouldn't hold it against them. That's kind of easy to do, though.
That was Alex.
That was Alex? Which Alex?
Comedian Alex.
Detroit Alex?
Yeah.
Pillsbury Doughboy looking Alex?
Fat Johnny Sins.
He was sitting where you were. Don't steal my joke.
All right, that's funny. Yeah. Hey,
Let the record show.
Yeah, that's funny. That's funny. That's funny as fuck.
The first time Jordan said that joke, I was just like laid on the ground. I didn't know what to do.
When I roasted Alex, I just felt like there was no reaction at all. I thought those were some of my best work. So
that's actually a very fat Johnny Sins. That's good. That's good.
Yeah, he was sitting where you were no less than like 4 weeks ago and told us how for 15 years of his life he thought he was part Native American.
That was just appropriation. He didn't mean to do that. He didn't mean to do that.
Oh, I'm gonna hold it against
you guys
him
don't mean to do it too.
Dude, the worst part is he's like, yeah, I got like dream catchers tattooed on me and everything.
Hey, I ain't gonna lie, I got one too.
But you were actually part Native American.
Got like a whole chief and shit on me.
Yeah,
okay.
You know what I'm saying? But
That's sick.
yeah, but nah, that's my mom. And then, you know, there is that there. My dad, like I said, he's purebred, you know, 100% original, African, black. Like, they didn't catch his forefathers.
Well, and then you did a really good job of moving to like probably the least culturally diverse place anywhere.
I beg to differ. Do you want to know how many African motherfuckers I see here? I have seen so many Africans in Bismarck, North Dakota. I've seen more Senegalese people up here in Senegal, West Africa, where my dad's from. I've seen more Senegalese people here in the last 6 months than I have in Florida in the last 4 years.
I guess I never noticed because I don't see color, but
you notice the black motherfuckers walking around,
dude. Okay,
You gotta watch out for the South Africans. Okay, that's who you can't trust.
the white South Africans, those guys not good.
No shit. How you think they got the land over there?
Yeah, dude.
Apartheid.
No, yeah, exactly. Not good.
They put Nelson Mandela in jail because he got too much power.
Ain't that a bitch? It's jail 27 years too, actually.
So we in sixth grade, I remember this. We had this thing called Junior Achievement, where this like a business guy would come in and talk to us about like, oh, here's what I do, like stocks and shit. And they brought this guy from Senegal in, and I'm pretty sure that he worked at Target, and like they literally brought him in. I'm pretty sure like a guy was just checking out at Target. He's like, hey, would you come talk to my sixth grade class? And like, he was
yes,
like,
I'll do it. Yes.
He basically started out, he's like, I'm from Senegal, West Africa. I'm not from Africa. I don't come over here and be like, oh, you must be from North America. Yeah, it's kind of weird.
It is.
And like,
that's true.
Ever since then, I'm like, if someone's like, oh, I'm from Africa, it's like, but where are they from? Because I'm like, that guy, like,
he opened your eyes.
yeah,
to some
he was
shit
like,
that.
yeah, I was like, I'm
Yeah.
not gonna make that mistake.
I feel like one of my purposes here is to open eyes. You know what I'm saying? Because like the amount of conversations I have with people at work, just referring to, oh wow, it's dope to see more black people up here, and I'd be like, yeah, we're not so bad, aren't we? But fucking, I had this one guy. He was telling me how his father, he wishes that his father would be more open and receptive to, you know what I'm saying, you know, the influx of black people here.
Yeah.
Right? Because he's like, all right, my niece is getting married to a black guy, right? And my father won't attend the wedding. And the reason why his father won't attend the wedding is because the black guy kept calling his father.
Dude, it's 2024. Figure it out. Honestly, that's a compliment.
Jim, I
don't know that.
I have a show to produce here. Jesus Christ.
Are we allowed to say the N-word?
Oh, well, I would prefer not.
I mean, I'm allowed
Yeah,
to, period.
you're
but
allowed
like,
to. I would prefer if I didn't.
You know what I'm saying? On the show, would you guys get...
I would prefer not.
No.
All right. No, because, I mean, I understand. We're also trying to get, you know...
This is
a whole
going,
bunch
you
of
know,
views.
on YouTube and Spotify, which reminds me, make sure you're following us and subscribing. Feel free to leave us a review. Nobody does anyway. But
So I guess I should tone back on the cursing, too. Because I'm kind of filthy now.
we've said some pretty fucked
yeah,
up
I've heard
shit on
some
the
fucked
show.
up
I'm
shit up
definitely
here.
going to edit out the R word on YouTube because they don't like that very much. But
Yeah,
I think
we definitely should.
everything else is good.
I feel like I've been toying with that word too much recently. Like I've a lot of my jokes recently I've because I'm noticing if you got the greats like Dave Chappelle talking about handicaps and trans and all, I'm like, all right, hey, you know,
Dude,
he's pushing the envelope at this point.
There's comedians like Bill Burr and Dave Chappelle. They can push the envelope because they are like the precipice of.
I believe the correct pronunciation is envelope.
Envelope?
Yeah.
Did I say envelope?
I'm just fucking with
Yeah.
you.
Do you say crayons or crayons?
Yeah, which one do you say?
Crayons.
Ron.
Not crayons. Crayons.
Crayons.
Crayons are like cranberries.
Vodka crayon.
There you go.
Just you put vodka and then just break a bunch
Stir it
of
up with a crayon.
red crayons in it.
Remember that show, the episode of Rust Valley where Mike had to eat that old crayon?
Yeah.
Ugh,
Oh.
it's disgusting. Anyway, where were we?
What the fuck? Hey man,
That's how the show goes.
This episode is brought to you by Lovely Blackness.
Yeah.
I'm going to be leaving these guys a bottle of it, whether it is hair gel, lube, or just hemorrhoid cream. I don't know. I've yet to decide the contents of it. The content of
We could use the hemorrhoid cream.
I am low on lube too, so
We'll make that happen.
that's nice.
Let's talk after the show.
I don't even have to go to the store and awkwardly walk out with just lube and bananas. And it's just like,
Self checkout for certain things is a gold mine.
Self checkout. Yeah, no, definitely. What if I wish you could like
I'm sure that black guy that they had come in and talk to our school at Target really loved self checkout.
the African one. Hey man.
just supervising.
I
watching
don't know. Yeah, just I don't know why I'm here.
Dad, I feel like those type of jobs are, those are just pastimes. Because what if someone was like, hey, I dream of being a watcher of a self checkout. Can you I don't think a human brain is programmed.
No, I would say the worst job on the planet was like during COVID when they had self checkout and you had to like literally go clean every station every time someone go through, and it's like, what are we doing here, guys?
That's crazy.
Well, I'll admit, I was at Walmart the other day. It's where ugly people shop. The confidence is low right now.
Dude, look at it. Walmart, hot people, or ugly people. Target, hot people.
Watch the water. But I was there the other day. There was more personal shoppers. They're putting together people's orders. At what point are we just going to be like, where it's going to flip, where the only people in the grocery store are people just packing groceries for other people, like pick up for or delivery. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Dude, it's
just going to be a warehouse.
That's an episode of Silicon Valley when they're like, we're the only people in here shopping for ourselves.
Hey, bro, judging by that logic, what if you went to a whorehouse and instead of having the women in there, it'd be the actual woman you cheating on with? She'd be like, oh, hey, so I see that you wanting something else, so I'm just going to go ahead and tell you the number of this place. Why don't you go ahead to that? So imagine if you went to the whorehouse and it was your girl telling you where to go find her.
Come full circle,
right?
Is what you're saying?
I mean, I feel like yours was a lot more family-friendly orientated, at least from a concept perspective.
I love being a good whorehouse. Yeah. Don't get me wrong.
It's just legal in Germany.
Isn't it legal
parts
in
of Las Vegas
and most of Europe?
I mean, yeah.
Dude, literally every county outside of Las Vegas, if you get outside of Clark County, legal prostitution.
Legal prostitution?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Don't ask how we know that.
Yeah, man.
Prefer if you didn't.
They actually have payment plans in Germany, though.
JoJo broke my heart.
They actually have payment plans, pussy payment plans.
The one that got away.
What do you do if you don't pay? Do they just come rip your dick off?
Yeah, they send some Armenian goon after your ass who speaks German, so he looks nothing like he sounds.
So there's a language barrier out of the gate.
Prostitutas.
If they just came, knocked you out, and like took one of your kidneys and sold it.
I hear that in Russia sometimes debt collectment is booty fucking.
Oh God.
And no Vaseline?
Dude, I just wouldn't pay on purpose.
I think we may have to switch gears and discuss, Matt's sexuality, his sexual orientation.
Yeah, let's talk about it, because why the fuck is there a picture of maybe or maybe not Michael Jordan with a big ass bicep in the fucking picture? Like,
He's
that's the photo.
good, dude. That's actually my poster.
Yeah.
That's yours?
Yeah.
Other than the Jordan logo and a bald black man, I don't know why. It's not even showing his face. No, the people at home can't see this, but I think it's a stupid
that's
photo.
my tin sign, Marianne Sedona.
Oh, but that has titties on it. That makes sense. That's just a bicep.
Her name is not, look at the spelling, Jim. It is not Marianne Sedona. Matt can't read.
He meant to say Mariana Senoa. Serona. I can't.
Dude, we had a guest on one time, and he was like,
That's mine.
He's like, who's that? And I was like, that's Marianne Sedona.
Sounds like a character from a TV series.
Jordan's like, we should get her on the podcast. I looked her up, doesn't speak a lick of English.
It'd be interesting.
No hablas inglés? No.
It would be interesting, I think. Just that would be fun, actually. Just get somebody on who does not, and see how we could get through it. Be like, we have to talk to this person for at least 75 minutes. How are we gonna end there?
Vamos, muchacho, hablamos.
Do you know multiple languages?
Sí, sí.
Yeah, I know you speak
puedo
French.
hablar en espagnol, je parle français. J'ai carrément je peux lire, écrire et tout en français.
What do they speak in Senegal?
Français, Wolof. So French and Wolof is what they speak in Senegal. And then I also, like I said, puedo hablar en español y I speak the Americano.
Spanglish?
You're dang right.
Yeah, I'm also trying. I thought about learning German at one point, but I realized there was no need.
I feel like 3 is plenty, right?
I mean, every person outside of the United States has 2 already, so I think that's just minimal.
Yeah. Oh, that's why I think the U.S. is dumb because like if you're bilingual, you're already like a smarter human being. Like
Yeah,
everyone that I
think
know
so.
that's bilingual is.
I
Like,
took 2 years of Spanish. Thank you.
it took me 3 years to do 2 years of Spanish.
See, well, you got more experience than the rest of us.
What did you feel like you learned anything?
I called my first teacher ugly, made her cry, and quit her class, and then so I had to redo the class.
You called your teacher ugly and made her cry, so she actually believes you.
I actually had a pretty good
I
line.
mean, she believes
I
it.
can back up that story.
I had a
You
pretty
were
good
there?
line.
I wasn't there. I mean,
I said her class was gay as shit, and I'm dropping it like it's hot, and walked out.
that's a power move if I've ever heard.
But
of
it was-
from a
it was-
16-year-old.
It was so late in the semester that I transferred into like a gym class and just didn't get any credit. So I just like hung out for the rest of the year.
I like how you dropped it like it's hot though. I
Dude,
like
that was-
Matt dropping it like
that
it's
was
hot.
pretty good.
That's clever. It's clever.
I will say that my least favorite soccer player is from Senegal, so that's a tough break.
Sadio Mane.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's a douche.
Yeah, I'm mad.
Douche face.
I'm mad at the Senegalese national team right now, man. They fucking lost. Got
Dude,
eliminated.
They're good though. It's like
Yeah, no, we're good, but why didn't we defend our title? Because we
it's-
fucking
you
lost
got
the penalty.
What is it? It's like Senegal, Nigeria, and Morocco are like the
So,
three best.
technically, as of right now, that's going to change because in the final of the African Cup is Ivory Coast and Nigeria.
Ivory Coast used to be really good when they had like Drogba and all
DJ
those guys.
Drogba, that was my guy. DJ, hey,
And then they had the Tourés and dude, they had
Yeah,
so
Touré,
many,
yeah.
they had like a stacked team.
yeah, no, they
I used to
definitely-
love playing with them. on
Gervinho,
FIFA.
yeah, man.
Gervinho's so fast,
Yeah, y'all. Did you see his hair though? Did you see his hair?
dude. He always had different hair.
Yeah, he had some. He had like his shit was fucked up. Like his shit started up here. Like his hairline started way the fuck up here, and he had like some like sister Nutty dress type look situation going. It wasn't his real.
It was
hair.
kind of one that would have been really satisfied to like shave off.
Yeah, like he looked like he had an unfinished Rick James hair, dude.
Did it bother you?
It really did.
Like when somebody has like a slightly sore throat and it's just like, eat a fucking lozenge already. Just drives you nuts.
how do you
dude,
know if someone has a sore throat though?
Well, they talk like this, and it's just like, dude, do you need a glass of water? What can we do?
I answered the phone at work at 8:15 the other morning, and I had not talked that day, and I've been like battling a sore throat, and it was literally like, hello. Jesus.
That happens to me all the time where I'll just like start work for the day, but not talk to anyone until like 11 or 12 or whatever, and somebody will call me, and I'll answer. And like, yeah, they're like, did you just wake up? I'm like,
I haven't had to use my vocal cords
Yeah.
yet. No, I actually had one of the worst forms of a sore throat. I had surgery on I had an abscess on my neck, drained about over a year ago. And,
Oh, shit.
Yeah, no, it was crazy. It was from getting my tooth extracted, and all of a sudden I'm looking like Quagmire in this bitch.
got like an infection.
Yeah, and the shit swelled up. I had to go to the hospital. I was out for 2 days. Woke up.
You were out for 2 days?
Yeah, like I went to I remember the motherfuckers was talking to me about comedy. I was telling them I'm a comedian and shit.
Like at the hospital.
At the hospital, they're talking about, oh, hey, we're going to give him 200,000, and then I'm out. I wake up.
So this was like, have we met yet? When
No, this was
like right before.
This
then?
was a few months before I got here.
Yeah.
This was a few months before I got here. And
Okay.
Yeah, no, I woke up. Again, like 2 days later, they had worked on it and closed it up and shit. But like I had developed such a severe infection that my throat essentially closed up. The airways closed up. So between that infection leaving, the swelling and everything, and then them cutting my fucking throat open and shit,
Yeah.
and then sewing it back, like when I woke up, I had to get tested by the throat and nose doctor, whatever the fuck, ear and throat doctor. But
ENT doctor.
ENT that part.
Good job, Matt.
Man,
I got my tonsils out, so I mean we're kind of in the same.
you feel
boat.
me? So
yeah.
He's got his
gets it.
PhD.
Represent.
He can deep throat and not have.
There's an
any
emergency.
infections.
We don't have to call 911 if there's an emergency because we got Matt here.
Exactly. But nah, that when I went home, the pain, like swallowing.
Yeah.
Would you just eat broth? And
Nah, I actually tried to eat, and it's probably one of the nigger shits I've ever done. Fried chicken and watermelon. I swear to God.
I mean, watermelon would be
the
good.
watermelon was fresh and cold, right? And then the chicken was
yeah.
like protein because I hadn't eaten like for like 2 weeks leading up to that. I lost a lot of weight, so I was like,
You're
I'm
hungry
eating
as
all the
fuck.
protein. Yeah, So that was definitely one of the blackest decisions I've ever. We were said that we're not going to use this word. I'm only using it for educational purposes, kind of like how you can say.
Strike three, Jim. I'm gonna try that.
I know we're having a side conversation right now. Our listeners are with us right now.
Yeah.
Do you feel them?
Are
you feeling them right now?
I feel someone's dick in my ear.
The glory hole.
What movie is it? When he's in the, was it
That scary movie? I'm pretty sure.
when he's like puts his ear up to it and a dick comes through.
That's exactly what we're talking about.
Take it easy, listeners.
Yeah.
Take it easy, listeners.
What about starting comedy? When did that all come about for you, and what's the experience been like?
September 7th, 2022 was the first time I attempted stand-up comedy at the Improv in Palm Beach.
I guess I do remember our first date. June 6th, July, June.
October 6th?
No, that's 2.
Okay.
I think ours is June 16th. Was that 22?
Yeah.
So we're right there, man.
22?
Yeah.
There you go. Hell, you guys started before me.
So you went to where at Improv?
The Improv, they had an open mic
in
Palm Beach, Florida, West Palm Beach, Florida. They had an open mic, and every Improv does, at least the ones in Florida. It's all over the United States. Honestly, it's a bring your own bringer show. So you bring 10 people, you get 5 minutes. 2 drink minimum for everyone who gets in there, but you got to bring 10 people to get 5 minutes.
That's good incentive.
Now,
well, 2 drink minimum, so they're making like $400 if you bring 10 people. Basically.
Well, they're gonna charge like probably $20, $25
This is Improv prices too. So like, the motherfucker that you got to tip the servers. They bring out the entire experience, like the same experience you would have had if a Godfrey or a touring comedian comes through. It's the same shit, right? Except it's just a bunch of open micers bringing their own people.
It's a good idea.
For whatever reason, I don't even know if I had 10 people for real. I genuinely don't know. I have no idea. Like I know a lot of people came through.
They're all with me.
Like, and all I know is once the list came out, my very first time, dude walked in and was like, "All right, you're going first." Like I was like
batting lead off.
Yeah, I was like, all right, start the show off, and I couldn't fucking believe it. I was like, oh shit, that's crazy. Luckily, leading up to then, I had prepared material. Like I've been watching comedies for so long that I understood the concept of a joke.
Yeah.
Like to structure it.
I did not when I did.
Like
I look.
Do you now?
No. I would say 50-50.
I feel like sometimes he does.
Sometimes I start a sentence and I don't know where it's ending.
Yeah.
Or I like wrote a joke, but I never said it out loud before, and I get like halfway through, and it's like, oh god.
Yeah, I was actually talking with Pedro down in Austin about you, actually, both of you.
I'm sure you were.
Yeah, and Pedro said some shit to you. He was like, dude, Austin's so dope, it raises the bar, man, because think about it, in North Dakota, you're following Jordan. I was like, hey, man.
Dude, that's such a good Pedro impression.
That is pretty good.
You like that shit?
Last show I ever give Pedro.
Yeah, exactly. I'm still in this right now to start shit. Pedro, did you say that or not? I'm not sure, but I'm just playing. But nah, and then we're talking about you. I was like, hey, I personally, as much as he gets off stage and he's like, I hate everybody, I'm going to kill myself, like all the crazy shit he says, right? Yeah. He gets off stage and I'm like, bro, honestly, like depending on the crowd, bro, like that shit will like murder in the crowd. Like and I guess, oh, fuck it, moving on to the next show.
Yeah.
Like,
whatever.
That I don't give a fuck about life style. Like that shit could work, bro. Like not even could, that shit will work.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It like in front of the right guy. I fuck with.
It's just it's such a bad crowd around here.
It
as you all know of my last open mic experience, I'm not very impressed with the crowds at all.
But hold on, you saying that about the open mic though, but this man kept me from coming out on stage for 10 extra minutes, dude. Because he was fucking ripping as a host.
Dude,
I was killing
rolling.
this shit, bro.
It was.
He was killing that.
It
shit,
would have been so bad if you weren't like getting constant. Like they just kept feeding. You could tell that you were like, I'm gonna keep going.
They would not stop laughing.
So it's like I get that, but if you would have been up there for like 10 minutes and no one was laughing, I would have been like, oh my god.
The thing about that though is, and thank you for the compliment, by the way. That was a great show. You guys
that was a great show from start to finish.
Yeah, you got some good material and content from it too. So that makes me happy. But doing that, I like hosting because I really don't even prepare jokes. I know what I want to say prior, but when guys are on stage, I'll think of two, you know, from the classics, the hits. I'm going to go from the hits. And I'll like think of two and I'll say them. That time, I will admit, that was probably one of my best growth experiences as a comedian because I went up with 2 or 3 in my back pocket. I had a joke ready for you to kind of introduce you. But dude, they were, and it was perfect. It was after the third comedian, right before the headliner, you. They were primed, okay?
Yeah.
They were greased up, ready to rock and roll, and I took dirty advantage of it.
No, you sure did. You sure did. And,
so I do feel bad that I made you wait for what, 13 minutes?
Yeah, he was ripping like for a minute. Like here I am, I'm pacing backstage. Like I had started the video because I'm thinking he's about to introduce me. Then he's literally just introducing another joke of his.
and then I was like, Jim, do you want me to restart the video? He's like, what's it at? I'm like, 9 minutes.
Oh my god! Damn. I'd been back there waiting that long, but it was.
Yeah, I feel bad.
But nah, I ain't gonna lie, bro. I'm actually glad you did that because, like, bro, like just they were already in the all right, yo, this is great. Like, I guess based off of how everyone's performance had, you know, the performances of everyone, by the time it got to you and then me, like, it had been a success, essentially, right? And once you had them as the host, rolling just as hard as the fucking comedians on the stage too, like in their mind, this is just from my impression, in their mind they're like, whoever the fuck's coming out next got it.
Yeah,
like he has to be good. Like, you know what I mean? I don't even think they were questioning because they're just like, oh yo, this is great. These guys are, all of these guys are like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you literally kind of kept,
It's like a setup, man.
you know what I'm saying? Like he kept the momentum going. So by the time
there
I
was
got
a
on
fire
stage,
and I was pouring gasoline on it, okay?
Definitely.
It's usually
Definitely.
like, that's why when open mic nights, I start and do so shitty that everyone's ready for other good people.
Thank you for following
the
on
Pedro
that.
show actually. The Pedro, because Pedro actually, when you hosted that show, you went. I won't say you were bombing, but I wouldn't say that.
No, I didn't even do any jokes. I was trying to like figure out. I was like, oh, gotta make some announcements. Like, oh fuck, I forgot.
Yeah, that's what
That's
you were
terrible.
doing. Exactly. Yeah, like he seemed knowingly lost on stage. Like he knew.
That's a nice way to put it.
Like he knew what the fuck. He's like, I'm walking that way. All right, I don't know the road to this shit, but I know.
I'm
where
sorry,
I'm going with
but
it.
if you start any sentence with "I don't want to say you were bombing," that means you were bombing. I don't want to offend you, but
hey man, listen. But nah, that shit was it was one of those where, like, to his credit, like they were ready for something or someone else in a positive way, not to throw shade. And Pedro came on and fucking, had them fucking clapping within what, a minute and a half, 45 seconds.
Dude, that guy's so fucking tall too.
Yeah, no,
he's so tall. The pictures look so weird with him.
Yeah.
We had him sit down. For
Yeah,
the last
we took a
picture.
picture and we're like, hey, you know what? Bring that stool up here.
Bro, he's the only person. This is such a hacky joke, but he's the only person I know who can headbutt some giraffe balls. Like he's a tall motherfucker. You know what I mean? Like I think I get to his left trap, like his trap. I think I get to there. And then
Dude, I get to his left nut.
Yeah. Have you played with him?
I headbutted him.
I feel like, hey, but I ain't gonna lie. Like Pedro, cool as hell, but Pedro got a strut though, man. Pedro, like when he walked down the street, he looked sexy with a he. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, he's a tall
Latino man.
Brazilian.
You know
what is he?
Brazilian,
6'7" Brazilian.
Yeah, he be walking along, fucking swinging them hips from side to side and shit. Pedro, you know this shit's true.
It's like
Any person who sees Pedro, look, we got to give
like
his
a lanky duck.
We got to give his we got to give his Instagram. I'm tagging his Instagram to this shit. Everybody, I want y'all to go watch Pedro on stage.
He's killing it down there.
Bro, he was on the same show with Cam Patterson recently, fam.
Oh, damn.
Like 2 nights ago.
So you were just down in Austin.
Yeah, let's talk about that.
Yeah, how was...
Well, that's why I'm bringing up Pedro, because I missed him and shit. I'm talking.
Yeah, so you went down to Austin for only 2 days, right?
I was there for a day, 2.5 days. I would have stayed longer, but I had trabajo. For those of my Spanish speaking friends out there, y'all know what it is, work. Getting this work. Yeah, exactly.
Gotcha.
Pressure points. Trabajo.
Sí.
Trabajo is how they normally pronounce it. I just did the American.
You want to know my Spanish? ¿Qué tiempo hace hoy? Hace hoy. Hace hoy. ¿Qué tiempo hace hoy? Hace bien tiempo. You're welcome.
Jesus, you just had to bien tiempo.
Tengo un gato un pantalones.
You got a car. You got a cat with what?
I learned that song in the class where Matt made the teacher cry. I'll never forget it.
I ain't gonna lie, that low key, that whole.
So if I'm ever in Mexico or a Spanish-speaking area, I'm very lost, and I'm very concerned about what the weather is like. I know how to ask. And that's a life lesson not many are prepared for.
Yeah, and then
Listen,
the cartel will
I ain't gonna
shoot
lie.
you in the head.
I ain't gonna lie, the way you was singing that shit though, like it did look like a. Like
You got to clap along with it.
Yeah, you got to clap.
can't.
Yeah, like when you was doing that.
Say it with me. Que tiempo hace hoy. Hace hoy.
You clap with it
hace
too.
hoy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going to put my foot down on this conversation right now.
I just want to point out that it reminded me of a Nazi schoolyard chant.
Yeah. Pretty similar stuff.
Yeah, well, we did go to Catholic school, so we're not far off from that.
Oh, I went to a church camp one time. Every prayer was a goddamn song. You're clapping along. You're fucking hitting your foot against the ground. Like,
y'all go to black churches?
no, it was pretty white.
Pretty white.
Actually, it was fully
clapping
white.
and stamping in white churches.
Well, you got to like get along with it, you know.
Wade
in the water. What the fuck is Wade doing in the water? He can't swim.
Go together.
Hey, y'all in unison just started breaking off in Negro spirituals.
Dude, and then there's like, oh, dude, that song actually slaps pretty good. If you
Not as good as Our God is an Awesome God. Matt and I were at the bar one
He
day.
reigns
Yeah,
from heaven above,
right?
with
It's
I know
catchy
that
as
shit.
all
and,
hell.
and it started, and Jordan's just sitting there, and he's just,
Bruh, that song right there is a dope song.
Yeah.
All right, we're
so you didn't get up to do any stand up in Austin. You signed up, but
so okay.
Had to bring it
On
up. didn't
weekends, yeah, thank you, bringing it back. You're gonna chop a lot of this shit is useless fluff. You go,
I don't know if you ever listened to the show. Most of what is in the show is useless fluff.
and we're gonna change that because it was my goal to come here tonight and produce one of the highest views based off of subject matter.
I may have
dynamic.
scared him off with the song, and I'm going to say my bad on that one.
Which one? Wade in the water? Or
Wade in the Water was good. That might have
That
brought
was
him
good.
back.
That was good. Yeah,
Que tiempo hace hoy.
Yeah, that was.
you know.
Yeah, between offending my Latinx community.
Yep.
And sounding oddly pre 1945.
We started it out talking about Michael Jackson and Bill Cosby. So if they're still listening by now, all power to you.
I think they should listen too because I feel like
Dude, they're still here.
Yeah.
there's a lot of
Can you feel them?
Can feel it coming.
If not, we had them for a good 45.
Yeah.
You know, and that's what more can you ask for?
Dude, Phil Collins.
All right, we're done.
Austin, Texas.
Austin, Texas. So I went down there because I was thinking about moving there, right? And my girl went. She was like, "Hey, I think we should go." You know, my girl's been really. Well, shouts out to my girl. She's been like super supportive of a nigga, like ever since of a black man. Since I started doing comedy, my very first night at the Improv, she was there. First time at the show, she was there. The first time I bombed my ass off, she was there. Okay, first time I actually performed for someone credible and notable, she was there. So it's like she's been a part of the journey. She knows, she's filmed me before. She's, you know, so long story, I got to give her credit for that. So she encouraged us to make the trip, you know, a bit sooner than I anticipated. But she was like, I think we should do it. I'm like, all right, fuck it, let's do it.
That's true, because all of a sudden you're like, I'm going to Austin. Like,
Exactly.
when the
You guys
hell
are
did
like,
this
well-
come about?
Well, Austin, after seeing Dayton sign up for the mothership and be selected for #1,
Yeah, so you're the second of our local comedian group. You're now the second
Third.
person.
I think third because Pedro's.
Yeah.
Well, Pedro made the whole move, technically.
Yeah, and
He was here for a cup of coffee.
Yeah,
Got his
but-
heart broke, promptly left. I would have done the same thing.
Yeah, and I think he definitely made the right choice being over there. He's
Yeah.
fucking killing it right
Yeah.
now. But as far as there's a lot of comedians I knew from Florida. Like I've seen a lot of familiar faces. People I haven't seen since I left Florida.
Yeah.
I hadn't seen them since we hit the same mics together. I'm like, bro, what's up?
So
You know what I'm saying?
how many people signed up?
Okay, so for Kill Tony, dude, 150 people,
Really?
And then how
200.
many go up there?
like maybe 10.
Is that 150 the crowd as well? Is that pretty much just...
No, dude, these
They
are
don't even let
just-
you in?
No, this is just comedian. You're in a whole separate restaurant. Like you're like across the street.
For Kill Tony.
You're across the street. Someone from Kill Tony runs across the street with a fucking name that he had that they picked. Comes on a microphone, announces, "All right, you know, fucking Matt Clearly, you've been selected to go on Kill Tony. Matt Clearly, if you're not there, find someone else." And they'll take them, run them across the street. Yeah. You'll see them back 10 minutes later.
So then the audience is just, patrons just taking in a good show.
Yeah, the audience, you see them outside the mothership lined up, getting in, getting security checked and shit. And once they let them, and honestly, the same goes for the open mics. So when you sign up for the open mic, you're literally outside of the mothership. You're just waiting. Yeah. Someone comes out with the table, the list. When I signed up for the open mic, the first time I signed up, I was number 3 on the list. I'm like, hey, man, I'm early and shit. I got to get picked for this shit. Nope.
I'm sure it's all random.
It's such a gamble.
Yeah. The second time I signed up, I was like number 84.
Because I was talking to a Minneapolis-based comedian, and he's like, dude, I go to this one open mic that's really good and popular, but you have to sign up. He's like, I've been there 8 months, and I've done it once.
I know who that is now.
Exactly.
He's been on First Date with Lauren Compton, Cam Patterson.
Yeah.
I didn't know who that was. I recognize him now.
He's the I like rocks.
Exactly, that guy.
How do you become
He's from Florida, too.
Yeah, how do you become a regular at Kill Tony? Do you just have to...
No, you get a golden ticket. So, if you do really...
What is this, Wonka's Chocolate Factory?
Bro, so I think Joe Rogan was there. Tom Segura was there. And it was Tony Hinchcliffe or whatever his name. Tony, yeah. I seen him, too, by the way. So I saw him, Cam Patterson. Cam Patterson was like, "What's up, bro? I'm like, what's going on?" Like, we're literally like, he was leaving the mothership to go get some shit from the store.
Do you think he said "What's up" because you're also black?
No, he said "What's up" because we're both like, he looked my way, I'm looking at him because I'm like, nigga, I know you. I'm trying to be where you at right now, nigga. But
so you just pass by these people, though?
No, I was just outside waiting for the mothership, and ironically, like, you can wait outside there, and even if you don't get picked, just hang out around because they might come through. Some people might not show up on time.
Yeah,
just, like, all right. So the first night that happened, and it was one guy I know named Captain from Florida. Shouts out to Cap. He was him, 2 other guys, me, Pedro, 2 other comedians, and they picked Cap and the two guys right next to us.
Damn.
So we were all lingering around, and Cap was about to leave too. At one point, he was like, "No, maybe I should wait around," and he stayed.
How often does Pedro try to get on that?
He signs up every Monday, every Sunday and Monday. Sundays for the open mic. Mondays there's an open mic and there's Kill Tony.
Gotcha.
And the open mics, you're only getting 3 minutes, by the way.
Oh my God, that's so brutal.
Bro, so one thing I wanted to highlight is that, all right, I signed up for various open mics.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Whether it be the Mothership, Kill Tony, or even right next door, something like the Creek, for example, where Shane Gillis filmed his Live from Austin.
Yep.
That's just around the corner.
Yeah.
Right? I signed up for all of these places, but dude, the comedy scene is so infested with young comedians waiting to get their shot and try. Like, bro,
saturated.
Dude, you want to...
5 years ago, Austin didn't have a comedy scene.
Bro, it's insane. Like, they're literally like the second hub now. Like, I want to say the main hub, honestly, because like most people I see now, fuck New York, because they're like, New York's too expensive.
Yeah, New York is falling.
Too expensive.
New York
and it's falling apart, essentially, right? Like,
for comedy, people are preferring to not live there if they can help it. But sometimes you're from New York, Boston, the East Coast, so that's just where you go.
Right.
But I mean, a lot of the comedians that we've had on our show, I mean, like Sarah Huntington just moved to New York, but then like look at our last couple guests ago, Joey, he moved to LA, but he only did that because his brother lived there and he could live for free.
Yeah. Take that out of the equation.
And LA's not that great for stand-up.
LA's just
we asked him about that. He said, is there like less competition now? He's like, yeah, I mean, there is, because people are moving.
Yeah, and I would, but here's the thing. I feel like you move there in the right time. I think that could work for you, because I wouldn't be against it, because even if you can't work, or even if it's not as crazy with stand-up, there's still a lot of creative opportunities. Like if you're into skits, if you're into acting, if you're into just social media, like there's so many more lanes other than, oh, hey, you can be a sales rep here, or you can be a bus driver here. Like they actually have opportunities in like creating, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, and what because at the end of the day, as comedians, we're creators, we're entertainers.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They have just more of a entertainment.
I don't know. I kind of like where we're at, where we kind of make the market. You don't have to rely on
but that's also a dangerous game to play, because we are so used to having as much time as we want. You go do fucking 3 minutes. You have to chisel it down. You have to know your time.
With your best shit too.
Yeah, you have to.
It's
either hit it or
the
quit
bar.
it.
It literally does. It raises the bar because it's like, all right, look, because even for me, someone like me, right, I got easily over an hour of material. But what do I pick for Kill Tony if I'm doing 1 minute? I'm literally going there like, bro, I'm like, yo, what the fuck? What do I?
Oh, it's like, and like, oh, this joke's good, but it's over a minute long, so it's like, well, can't do that one.
I actually found myself like writing new shit, which I'm actually glad I did because I got a whole new bit now, just from fucking around wanting to get on. So I'm like, all right, I literally developed an entire new. It's actually a good one too.
Some good inspiration.
Yeah. You know, I'll tell you that you guys later. But like at the end of the day, I did weigh the two. I'm like, all right, guys, I can be on an open mic list here with 100 people, literally 100 people, right? And I'm like in this number 70.
Yeah,
I'm waiting through 3 minutes of hot garbage and trash before it even gets to you. You know what I'm saying? And it got to the point where I was just like, bro, in North Dakota, dope thing about it is I'm over here wasting my entire night trying to get on 2 mics that just to give 6 minutes, 10 minutes. Say I'm doing great. Motherfuckers give me 5 minutes. Right?
Yeah.
And you do that one session. You can do that one session over here. Right? Now, granted, is it the best crowd? Not all the time. Is it the best or is it the most well, does it mean during the whole entire 15 minutes you're doing great too? Not necessarily. But here's my thing. If you're in an open mic, you are trying out material.
Yeah.
Hence, it is expected for it not to go over well. I don't give a fuck who you are. Kevin Hart and Cat Williams or Dave Chappelle will go on stage and try to joke out that bombs. And it's even the fact that they're, just because they're Kevin Hart, you're not just going to do it. Sometimes people look at like, hey, nah. And he will adjust it like, hey, you know what?
Yeah.
Trash. Try something else.
Yeah, usually there's something where it's like you do it and you're like, you know what? I'm going to hold on to that one because I think there's something there. But then there's certain jokes you're like, I'm going to delete that from anything.
Wipe it from your mystery. But it's like, at an open mic, that's expected.
Yeah.
Now, if you go to a Kill Tony, come with your A game. You know what I mean?
Come with your best shit.
Yeah, come with your A game. But if you're going to an open mic, even if you're getting 3 minutes, come with your best shit. But how are you going to try anything?
I think, though, it's a different market because I've thought about that. I think I do have some really good shit. I've come up with at least a little bit over this experience so far. It's a whole new market, so I can go back to my shit. Whereas here, I'm doing shows here. I feel like my fans and the people who come to the shows, they deserve
more
fresh shit.
Yeah, exactly.
I can go back and I'll cherry pick from the good stuff. And I have tracked everything of every show I've done, of what joke I've done and when I did it. So I space them out too. But since we have cornered this market and pretty much have a monopoly on it, I mean, it's all of us comedians doing it. Some places bring people from out of town. I think that's healthy. You know, that synergy between the local comedy and people from Fargo, Minneapolis, Vegas, wherever they're coming from, that's good for the scene too. We can't be, against that as locals, so that's good too. But I think I have a following. No Brains, No Headache has a following. When they come to the shows, and I'm a little nervous for my next 3 coming up because it's like boom, boom, boom in 3 months. How do I get fresh shit? Because they've heard all the stuff. I don't have this new market where it could be refreshing to go to somewhere else. Is what I'm saying.
No, you're in 100%. And to your credit, you're right. I didn't, because I'm actively doing this. Like, I've come up with more material being up here than I was like my entire time. Like in South Florida, I kind of got caught up in the whole refining a joke till it's great type mentality because, a lot of people around there doing that. And it got to the point where, I might be hitting 3 mics, 4 mics in a week. But at those 3 mics, I'm trying out the same joke.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not really, I'll fuck around with the crowd and shit. And that's literally the only new shit you're doing. But then
do you ever think that like you refine a joke enough that you almost burn yourself out of the joke?
Bro, talking about my circumcision is exhausting.
Dude, that joke, that was probably the first time I like cackle laughed at you. Was you're like, fuck, I just put my foreskin underneath my pillow.
Yeah, bro. Exactly. The goddamn dick fairy, man. Yeah. Like I remember there's this one set I had at the Improv, and I think it was like my 3rd time at the Improv. 5 minutes, right? But out of all of the sets, that was probably the most confident I'd ever been. And because no, this was like my 4th time, but 3rd time as far as the open mic. But I had already I had opened for Preacher Lawson by then, so my confidence had definitely upped. You know, because this had been maybe 2 or 3 months since, right? My confidence was high. I had been working on the same set essentially. You know, talking about my circumcision and going into hemorrhoids and then right. 5 minutes, and it was to the point where I knew that the shit worked because I had done it so many times. So by the time I got to the improv, that's the one I have the video where I'm like, the dude was playing niggas in Paris for the intro, and I'm like, dude, you for real gonna play that one? Like, that was just because I was like, I already know what I'm gonna do, so I was like, I can play with this guy now because I didn't even, you know what I mean? I was so confident. And by the time I jumped into it, bro, I have that set on YouTube actually, and it was just one of those where it was like it was a result of repetition, practicing. Yes, you can get good at telling the same joke, but at the end of the day, you know, I've watched other comedians say, bro, you got to try shit out. Because how else are you going to grow? How else are you going to come up with more shit? You can only tell a joke so many times for a motherfucker for like, all right, what's next? Yeah. You know what I mean? So up here, I've definitely upped honestly my material for sure.
What probably helped me the most was we went and did a Fargo open mic. And like, I was probably the nervous I've ever been to do.
Drove 6 hours for 5 minutes.
Yeah. And
that's commitment.
Yeah.
Hey, waiting 70 on the 70 fucking man list. For
yeah. No, you got to do what you got to do.
But we like basically went there, and I was like, I think like up like 10th or something. But I think I was the first one to go of like the people that we were there with. And I like, out of the people that went before me, there was like 3 or 4 of them that just ate the biggest bowl of shit.
That was one of them that dude in all denim.
And then he was like, he got, after like 2 minutes, he's like, you know what? I'm out of here. And just like put the mic back and walked out. And he's like, yeah. I was like, you know what? I can do this then. Because it's like, even if you do suck, you're just going to keep coming back. The only time you fail is if you don't come back.
I don't mind sucking at all. I kind of enjoy it a little bit.
Yeah.
A little too much.
2 open mics ago, honestly, might have been... I don't know if it was from my perspective. I don't know how you guys saw it, but it might have been the worst comedy set in the history
Yours?
of... Yeah. Like, it was...
I don't remember it.
It was so bad.
Everyone, but you guys, you would say that your set's bad. You would think, like, your last set was horrible, right? It's like, but then from the audience, it don't necessarily seem that way. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I didn't think my last set was horrible. I was just a little fucking pissed off at the crowd. I was on edge.
I think
which
my
is weird,
last set...
You usually don't get mad very often.
I think my last set was...
you know what?
Yeah, no, he was over it. He was over it.
Here we go.
Yeah.
I was having a good goddamn time.
I ain't gonna lie, yo. He got off the stage. He was like, fucking people. Oh, you'll be quiet for this joke when you stop holding my
I was like, sure, I'll quiet down for this guy.
Just eating goddamn ravioli during my set.
Shoving some fucking cheese fries in your face.
Oh, dude. It's crazy. Then Samson would just come on and just start yelling and shit, and everyone's laughing. Just like, bro, what? My man was like, I'm leaving, bro. Get the fuck out of here.
I shouldn't have to go up on stage and make the most annoying sounds in the world. And people around here don't have any.
Shouts out to Samson, by the way. He's cool.
Don't you think it's just a polite thing that if somebody has the mic in their hand, that you kind of wait until they're done to like move around?
To be honest with you, I think now I've had a few stinkers. Okay, now here's how I judge my bombing, right? Like, I'll start the set off, and if I start the set off, I'm doing good, right? When you start a set off and you're doing bad immediately, the possibility of winning them back is slim, but it's still there. But the one when you get them in the beginning and then you fucking lose them, then it's kind of like, oh shit. Now you're like, you really gotta like, because you're like, yo, I was just hitting you with my best shit.
Yeah,
you was loving it. Now you're not liking it.
Stuck around too long.
Yeah,
right. You know what I mean?
I cannot get it back. Like, if I have a bad couple jokes, it's like, yep.
I mean, the way I look at it is, dude. I watch a lot of podcasts or like, you know, a lot of comedy related shit. And apparently, you know, you'll have someone like a Dave, and I always reference Dave Chappelle because I'm like, all right, the way I look at it is he's a GOAT, he's up there, right? If he's the beacon to strive for, if the closer I get to that, not to being him, obviously doing me, but the closer I get to that, the closer I get to I guess, success because he is, in my mind, the definition of, you know, if bro, the man, in his career comedy set, the man flopped midway through his shit. Like he started off great, flopped, and then came back, and then
Dude, Dave Chappelle. So when he like went through that like 5 years where he was like
MIA,
yeah,
like
he showed up in Bismarck and was at an old brewery that they moved locations, but there was a guy like playing music, and Dave Chappelle was just smoking weed inside. This was 5 years ago when that was like, ugh! And he like went and grabbed the mic and was just like started like riffing, and people were laughing. The musician got so mad that they had to break up a fight between a local Bismarck musician and Dave Chappelle at a 70-seat brewery.
Dumbass. And he could have been open for the motherfucker.
If Dave Chappelle steals the mic from you, just accept it.
Yeah,
okay.
You know what? It's his now. And I will leave.
No,
that's respect for him.
I think that's just he was just in North Dakota too long. He didn't understand who he exactly was. He didn't grasp.
His plane ran out of gas, so you just sent it up here. It's like someone had to give birth on the flight, and he was flying cross country, and that's why they landed in Bismarck.
That'd probably be a great reason for Dave Chappelle to be here. Hey, Dave Chappelle, come back. All right, we got a lot of fans out here. People want to see you. Come on over. You want to join the podcast too? I'm pretty sure
if you ever want to get on
famous.
the pod, you know,
come on now.
We'll see what our schedule has.
I can't be the only Virgo comedian on here. Come on, guys.
Try to find a
Nick
spot
Cannon,
for him.
Daddy. He's hilarious.
But nah, fam. Like, so the reason why I brought up this because like I'm like, apparently there's recently, you know, there's some comedians who have been kind of vocal recently, whether it's Cat Williams or Monique or, you know, Corey Holcomb. They've been like really vocal about like the ins and outs of comedy, like the dirty side or the dark side. And Corey Holcomb was like, dude, it's about time someone say Dave Chappelle be going on stage and bombing, bro. Like he'd be bombing for 30 minutes before he give a good punchline. And I've actually seen clips where he's just talking.
Yeah,
and talking.
If you watch a comedy special, like Matt Rife, his crowd work is honestly like you see a lot of clips. It's very good, but like his special, I didn't really like it that much.
Yeah. Now some people like, you know, they have their strong points, and I feel like Dave Chappelle's one of those where he'll try out a lot of shit. He picks the good ones, and then once the time of special comes, just string those together.
I mean, I'm not going to put a clip up on like it's like you're picking a clip. You're not going to put up a clip of you just being like, yeah.
Exactly.
I was eating Subway and, you know, had diarrhea. Like,
trust me, if you're judging off my clips and on my TikTok and shit, you would think I'm killing every time. Yeah. You would think there's not a bad moment.
I post shitty clips just so that it's like, all right, we can't be disappointed here.
He's like, this is true advertisement right here.
Well, then, of course, there's like other comedians I know. One guy commented when he's like, there's still time to take this down. It's like, post your shit. I was like, post your shit. Let me see what you have. You say you do comedy. Nobody could tell. Nobody even knows what you're saying.
I posted like maybe three or four bombing videos. One of them actually did good on TikTok because like it was a bombing, but I saved it. Like it was one of those where I literally saved it at the end.
Dude, there's some brutal people on TikTok. Like I post like clips of our podcast and I'll be like, they just let anyone have a podcast. But then I'll get like defensive. I'll be like, fuck you, bitch.
Hey.
And then it'd be like, comment flagged. And it's like, damn it.
Hey, one motherfucker commented under my shit, said, don't quit your day job. I was like, God damn, fuck you.
Yeah,
oh,
and his profile picture is like a truck.
Oh yeah, right.
And he's posted 0 times, follows 1,300 people, has 6 followers.
Fuck the opinions of those guys; they don't matter. Nah, but sometimes that shit will get to you though. Because I mean, one time I read one, the dude, he's like just another drunk guy rambling on stage, and I'm like, hey, I'm not mad. All right.
Dude, there's been a couple times.
Hey man, me too. Like when I first started, I was drinking. Like when I first started, like my very first time on stage, I had a cup of rosé with me, and then I kind of had this thing where, like I didn't want it to make it wasn't like a niche, but it was kind of like my thing. And then I like sit down with it, and I look kind of like an old fucking dude. It was weird. I just stopped that.
Sounds weird.
It sounds pretty gay.
Old fuck. Yeah, I didn't know why I included the. I looked like one of those old school time. Let me tell you something, young blood, and you know, one of those type of comics. And I'm sitting down talking, and it was weird because then I look at my legs on stage and like, while I'm like, bro, my shit look kind of weird.
Sounds weird.
Yeah, I'm pretty.
Stand up, man. You're a stand-up comedian. Stand your ass up.
I'm uncomfortable now.
Maybe throw a little rouge on ya. Tuck your sack back. You game? No.
What is that?
This is 40-year-old virgin.
So this is like my first time on the podcast and like actually hearing those parts of it, and I'm like being a fan too. I'm like, oh, what the fuck? I don't know if I should even be talking when those are going.
You do whatever you want.
Yeah,
All
but it's usually just like a segue thing that we do, like, or like I'll say something dumb and Jordan will just like hit a clip and he'll be like,
Right.
Yeah, we got all sorts
Yeah.
of good ones. I won't bother you with them.
So I think Jordan, did you put this on the rundown? You have a pretty good impression that you've been throwing out there.
Of who?
Whoopi Goldberg.
We did an impression last episode. We need another one.
Yeah.
Can you do your Whoopi? It's so good.
Yeah.
Putting you on the spot.
Yeah.
Damn, man. So I didn't realize that I had a good Whoopi Goldberg impression. I
Dude,
just
when you
used
first
as the
whipped it out,
punchline.
I died. And there's the old saying, people don't remember the jokes, they remember the experience.
Yeah.
I remember that joke.
Yeah, I think it's a good one. I actually have it on promotion on IG right now. You'll be seeing it on your page soon. But no, that actually came about. I was talking with one of my friends because we were talking about Epstein list and shit.
Yeah.
And that Whoopi Goldberg shit. My friend was like, Whoopi Goldberg. I was like, yeah. Can you imagine that shit? What? Just relax. I just want to talk to you.
You need to get like really like do it. Go up to like order to like McDonald's drive-through as Whoopi Goldberg.
Yeah, I just wanted to order a McNugget. What are you talking about? I'm Whoopi Goldberg, and I just wanted to get a sandwich from you guys.
It is so good. We should have him and Farmer Fran have dialogue.
Dude, I don't know if you saw that clip of the Keaton we had on the podcast last week. He has like Farmer Fran from Waterboy. He's like, I was like, that dialogue back and forth would be fucking awesome.
That would be so funny.
Maybe I'll just clip that up and just have him talk.
I could do a few. I could do a few impressions actually. Now that I think about it.
I mean, you don't have to do them, but what are they?
I don't have to do him. He was like, "Hey, time." I can do surprisingly, and I think that I'm good at this and people don't believe me because I guess people are so used to Dave Chappelle's like on stage like voice versus his off stage voice when he's just talking on a podcast and shit.
Yeah,
I can do that one when he's off stage. I can do
his
that
off stage voice.
Yeah, I can do that one. I can do Bane.
Oh, you got a deep voice, so that'd be.
What do you say? What that motherfucker say?
I was born of the darkness.
Yeah.
You think darkness is your ally?
I think we're still doing a little whoopee there.
Yeah, it's like Bane had sex with Whoopi Goldberg. I'm kicking it out of my mouth.
You think darkness is your ally? You ain't even adopted the dark.
I
was born in it.
I can do Morgan Freeman.
No, you can't.
Yeah, he actually can.
It only works like half the time. Andy Dufresne.
That's all he can do.
I can't say anything else than that.
Shawshank Redemption.
Well, I don't know that, son.
That was actually.
I don't know that, son. Well, who else could I use? I used to be able to Eddie Murphy laugh. I can do it.
You like the SpongeBob? That's
I used to be able to do. Which one?
zoinks.
I could talk like I'm Haitian. I can talk like I'm British. I can talk like
You do have a lot of accents that you can just whip out.
Your African
obviously
accent, I guess. Is
yeah,
just
but here's the
spot
thing:
on.
I have multiple African accents. Y'all just don't realize which one I'm doing. Like if I'm just speaking like a Nigerian person can talk like this. Yeah, it will sound very melodic when he speaks.
That's what I'm talking about.
But there are other times when I talk, I sound very formal and I'm rolling my eyes because I sound like I'm from South Africa.
What's this one now?
This is the one from South Africa. If I
Okay,
talk to
maybe
you like
that's
this,
the one I'm talking about.
But if I come to you and I talk to you like this too, you will not know which one I'm doing for real.
Yeah.
My mind is going in circles right now.
Right? One I'm talking yum yum yum. The other one I'm rah rah rah. You know what I'm saying? So there's a difference between the two.
Enough! You want my head to explode?
First of all, yeah, I'm gonna let your head explode. But like when I talk, like I'm gonna talk like this for the rest of the interview. Yeah,
Bruv.
Can we do it? Can I talk like this?
I got a comedy question for you.
Please.
What do you think, if you could have any formula, what do you think makes a good comedian that's going to be successful in their field? Or if you could build the ideal comedian, take certain parts and aspects, what would that would be?
Well, I don't know if I could build the ideal comedian because, like, different boats, different folks. But as far as what I think will allow me to be successful, or just a successful comedian.
You could say you. What's your example? What do you think you have to do to get to where you want to be?
Build yourself. You can't be like,
exactly.
I want to be Dave Chappelle.
Comedians are out for themselves, but in it together, baby.
Jim Telli, that's the name. Jim Telli. I think that in order to be a great comedian, because there's a lot of good comedians out here, but in order to be a great comedian, on top of just the natural it factor that people, I feel like that it factor is a gift, kind of like the comedy itself. Like if you have an ability to make people laugh, that's it technically already. You know what I mean? And then just developing that and just being confident. I think like confidence has definitely been a major factor for me. Just appearing like none of this shit. Like even when you're not doing fine, like appearing like, oh, yo, you might not be laughing at this shit, but you're listening to me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I just having that confidence, like I got your attention.
Yeah.
I have to admit, you are pretty confident. I thought you were doing comedy for a lot longer than you have.
Yeah.
I'll admit it to you right here, your face.
Thank you. I
You're
appreciate
welcome.
that from all of these folks. Y'all heard that shit. But no, I actually, that's one of the things that kind of make me want to pursue it seriously was, when people tell me, dude, you look so comfortable. Like that's the first thing people told me. Like my first time on stage didn't look like my first time on stage.
It's really weird because people say, dude, you look so uncomfortable when I'm on stage.
Dude, are you okay?
Why are you sweating so much?
You do sweat on
Yeah,
stage.
how's your left arm?
You're not the
Oh
only one.
my God.
Hey, you're not the only. I do too, though. I do too. Like you might not see it, but I sweat a lot too.
But does only one of your armpits sweat way more than the other?
That might be a condition. You might get that checked out.
Look at his lefty.
Let me see your right one.
And now look at his righty.
Nah, he good. Hey, he's showing the guns on camera too. You seen that, right?
I almost farted there, actually.
But no, so I think not farting on stage, I don't know.
Dude, when Bert Kreischer was in Bismarck, he shit his pants on stage. He like farted into the mic, and then he like posted a picture on his Instagram of his underwear.
That happened to me at work. Not too long. It's kind of, hey, listen, being black, you can make a lot of shit cool. You can't make shit in your pants cool. Right?
Doesn't matter what you are.
Yeah, there's no cool black. There's no cool black version of having a shitty ass.
Yeah, there's no coming back.
Like not at all. But no. So as far as just being on stage, but yeah, confidence. Having a story to tell.
That helps.
Yeah, like one thing about my life is I've realized that over the course of just talking to people about my life and just seeing how intrigued they are, it could be whether it's a story about how my mom's, was super overbearingly religious to the point where she believed hoo-ha and la-la and then ended our ass up in Africa, or how my dad was just
not.
You can go if you want to. I worked so hard to come here. What will I go back to? Like my dad actually, and this is a true story. My dad went back to help. Like my mom, you should come back. We're all over here. You should come over. He came back, stayed for 8 months, risked his whole green card.
It's like I don't want to go.
He wasn't supposed to leave the country.
Yeah,
and he left longer than he was supposed to. So it was about to be a hassle just to get him back in the country. And went back over there, didn't get a job, and it was like, why the fuck would I go over here? And that was kind of the waking point for my mom. She's like, yeah, why the fuck are we even over here? Like he can't work. Like the kids we're learning a whole other language, and then we ended up moving back. And then it was like, here sucks. We're gonna go back again. And then it was weird. That was not.
I can't stop thinking of Whoopi right now.
Just relax. But nah, fam, like having a story to tell, like being able to. One thing a comedian told me from Florida: being yourself, like learning how to be yourself on stage, and that's one thing you get better at over time, and gracefully people like up here you get time on stage, so I have time enough to realize that I don't like sitting down for every one of my sets. It's stupid. I don't like doing that. It took me time to realize that.
You are a sitter.
Yeah, but not anymore, huh? Well, I mean, actually, that last show I did sit down for a good part of it. But like I said, I was doing old jokes that I was used to telling sitting down, so it was kind of different.
You get comfortable and you go to a comfortable. That's why I never leave my bed.
But now I don't. Now I don't even take the mic out. And I just keep it up there because I'm a stand-up comedian. Like I'm developing. I'm seeing my style evolve as I'm growing. It's only been a year and a half for me.
Well, and you're not going to do it the same every time too. So it's like whatever you're feeling at the moment, that's what you're gonna do.
Exactly,
and that's fine.
Yeah, that is difficult as a comedian. Sometimes like weeks of shows, I'm just like, I'm not feeling very funny right now.
Yeah,
and it don't matter. You gotta figure it out.
You gotta figure it out. And I mean, some people are just naturally funny because I know a whole bunch of funny, like way funnier people than me, right? But it's your ability, like I said, your ability to be yourself. And that in itself, you know what I mean, merge with the stories you're telling or the joke you're telling. I don't know. There's just some formula there that, people gravitate to. Because Trevor Noah is not like, you take someone like a Trevor, he's not the funniest, wackiest, even how he intrigues you. You know what I'm saying? It's like he does the voices, the accents and stuff, the stories he tells, being from South Africa, having a white dad, being a black mother, living during apartheid. Like, that's the shit that intrigues you. But Cat Williams is way funnier of a person. Just his act is just funnier if you consider. But that doesn't make make Trevor Noah a bad comedian. He's actually a great comedian. You know what I mean? So I feel like comedies, you don't have to be the funniest. You know what I mean? But you do have to be interesting.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Do you want to do your game?
Do you guys want to do it?
Oh yeah.
We'll wrap up the show.
Yeah.
All right, celebrity name game. I thought of this. I thought it'd be fun to quiz Matt on celebrity names and
I'm gonna need Jim's help.
Their
on
birth
this one.
names. We got Jim here, so you're gonna do it too. We agreed that I'm gonna give you the birth name.
Yep.
And then you guys have to guess the celebrity.
Okay.
Ready?
Yep.
James Todd Smith.
Pass.
Yeah, pass, bro.
LL Cool J.
Oh, I was gonna say that's definitely a white dude.
I was
He has
under the impression
3 white
Todd.
names. I don't know.
Named Todd.
James Smith.
You gotta be kidding me.
All right, hit me on the next one.
Jason DeFord.
Ooh, I've heard this
Jason
one.
Derulo.
Nope.
Oh, that's a good guess though.
Black last name can't be Derulo.
Yeah.
Jason DeFord.
Tom Cruise.
Great guess. Jelly Roll.
Oh shit! I did know that.
Who's that?
It's a
Or Smelly Hole.
yeah,
Whatever you want to call him.
that huge country music artist.
No, seriously.
Damn, so they
he's
could probably-
massive.
I sent Jordan a picture of him. I'm like, what fucking
No, I don't.
t-shirt
Hey,
size?
let's keep the game of somewhere where I'd have a shot.
Curtis James Jackson III.
Oh, that's 50 Cent.
That's correct.
That's 50 Cent. Nice.
I watch Power a lot.
I don't.
A lot of Power. Putting in this work.
I mean, if you don't get this one, just take you out back and punch you in the nuts. Marshall Bruce Mathers III.
Oh, Eminem.
There you go.
Were you talking to me or him?
Well, I guess whoever.
Yeah,
I feel like he would have been
whoever says it.
I mean, technically. But I mean, if one's different, one would just be assault. If he did it to me, that's a hate crime.
Yeah.
Christopher Wallace.
Oh, Biggie. Come on, now you're just being, those are just too easy. All the black ones I'm getting.
What the fuck?
Matt got the white one.
Yeah,
So
he
this
did.
is adding up. So this one's different. Destiny Hope Cyrus.
Billy Ray.
No, that's
no,
Miley
that's
Cyrus.
Yeah, I had it as Hannah Montana. Like that was.
Oh,
it
Hannah,
was a little
I'd
joke.
have known that one.
Kelvin Broadus
I used to have
Jr.
a crush on her, by the way.
Kelvin Broadus.
Kelvin Broadus
Hey,
Jr.
real quick, so I don't mean to start the game. Miley Cyrus, if you ever feeling like giving a young and up and coming broke comedian a shot, for whatever reason, I'd definitely be down.
Did her at the Grammys.
I'd definitely be down.
Broadus.
Kelvin Broadus Jr.
I'll beat the brakes off of Miley Cyrus. No, just-
Are you paying attention, Jim?
I give up.
I got lost with Miley Cyrus booty. My bad. I used to have a crush on her, bro. Like a bad crush on her.
Can we get past
Let's
Hannah
go.
fucking Montana?
I'm trying to fuck Montana. That's what I'm trying to tell you.
Dude, just go a couple hours east. There's Montana.
Kelvin Broadus Jr. is
Who is it?
Kelvin Broadus Jr. I know who this. This is a.
well. Then say it.
Hold on, Kevin Broadus Jr. That's if it's not it's Bow Wow.
Final guess.
Shit.
I think by that I mean guess again. Close. I mean kind of close.
Kelvin Broadus
Ludacris.
Kind of close.
Kelvin Broadus Jr. Damn.
T-Pain?
A Gucci Man.
Did you just fart?
No, I said T-Pain. No, I hit my foot on here.
Snoop Dogg.
Oh yeah, I should have known.
Yeah.
Sean Combs.
Diddy. Booty holes are not safe around P. Diddy.
You got it. Colson Baker.
Machine Gun Kelly.
That's
All
it.
right, see now
Dude,
we're really. all right.
we're straight up. You're only getting the black ones. I'm only getting the white ones.
Yes. This is
Well,
very
it'll be
true.
interesting to see who gets this next one.
This is gonna go viral right here.
Peter Hernandez.
Peter Hernandez. Hernandez.
That's what I'm saying. It'll be interesting whoever gets this one.
Peter.
Who wants to
Hernandez.
claim the Hispanic? I
Okay.
guess.
Can we get a guess? Can we get an indication of what genre they might be in?
Like pop?
Pop. Say the name again.
Peter Hernandez.
Peter Hernandez. Pitbull.
Good guess. It's wrong.
Damn.
Shawn Mendes.
Bruno Mars.
I would have never known.
No, I wouldn't have got that.
Elizabeth Woolridge Grant.
Oh my god.
Elizabeth Woolridge Grant.
Is this another music artist?
Katy Perry.
It's a very close guess, but wrong. What do you want to guess, Matt?
Give me Kelly Clarkson.
Lana Del Rey.
I don't even know who the fuck that
Yeah, I
is.
don't know who that is either. Sounds like a whore.
Aubrey Graham.
That sounds like a porn star name,
Yeah.
doesn't it? Aubrey Graham Drizzy. Dick Sean Drake Drizzy.
I left out because his middle name's Drake. So
Willie Dick Drake. Willie Dick Drizzy Drake.
Say what you will about Drake. He's got a hog.
Willie Dick Drizzy. That's who that is right there. Aubrey Drake Graham is Willie Dick Drizzy. That's his new name, by the way. Have y'all seen his leak video?
Yeah.
Y'all seen? Have you?
Yeah,
seen,
I have Twitter.
So you've seen his dick, is what you're saying?
Yeah.
Have you seen Drake's penis?
I have not.
Drake's penis is on the internet.
I'm going to look it up later for sure.
Yeah, he's literally, like I said, Willie Dick.
I'm great at finding genitalia on the internet.
I don't doubt that, sir. I definitely don't doubt that.
Christopher McCandless.
Alexander Supertramp.
Yeah, nice, Matt.
That's a book reference.
I know.
I don't
Well,
even-
yeah,
I
you know
won't
what?
even
There's
guess
all
that.
sorts of celebrities I could go with. Stefani Joanna Angelina Germanata.
Gwen Stefani.
Angelina Jolie.
Lady Gaga.
Gaga.
And rounding it out for the celebrity name game here on episode 187.
One sec. Lady Gaga has traffic cone tits.
That's true.
Go on.
Traffic cone.
Karen Johnson.
Oh my God.
You guys are gonna.
Whoopi Goldberg.
It is. It is.
I got a black one.
That's not racist.
Oh, that's funny as fuck. But
All right, Jim.
is it really?
It actually is.
What's her name?
Karen Johnson. Look at Whoopi Goldberg equals, and it's Caryn Johnson.
So how the fuck she get whoopee?
Fuck if I know. How do they get any of these names?
She was going down a slide when she was 6,
Yeah.
Whoopi.
and then she really liked Goldberg, the wrestler.
Yeah. How do you get any? I mean, like Snoop Dogg's the coolest for sure. Biggie,
You know that-
I like that name. I don't like Jelly. Like I don't like the name Jelly Roll. I don't like it. 50 Cent. I
feel like some
we
of
could
some
do
of these
better.
guys like come up with their name when they're just like Jelly Roll was probably hopped up on Quaaludes, came up with it, and then he's like, well, I'm kind of
Keeping
stuck with it
Fuck
now.
it.
Yeah. How do you come up with Whoopi? That's just
That's
wild.
I don't know. Let me tell you something. It works. Damn, man. Hey, listen. When I do my whether this whole Epstein shit is true or not, I don't know. Whether like this, you know, you could have typed the name up and throw that shit on Twitter yourself, you know. But obviously that joke's coming from a place of relevance, not a place of just. I'm not trying to be a dick, and the reason I have to say that is because she's like a black Hollywood version of my mother. Okay,
just gotta clarify.
Yeah, and the idea of my mother raping or the idea of my mother violating is bad, right? Yeah. Unless you didn't grow up with a mother, and in that case, you would just say you could use the affection.
Just relax.
Just relax. Hold on. Why? Just relax. I just want to talk to you.
All right,
everyone at home. Just relax. We're going to figure this all out.
Well, Jim, Whoopi, whatever we're going to call you.
Fuck yeah.
I want to say thanks for coming on the show, man.
Thank you for having me.
This has been fun. Where can our listeners check out your shit? Where's your work?
I'm going to say my work is on Twitter. I'm lying. It's not. Only thing on Twitter is porn these days.
Yeah, nobody should be on Twitter.
Twitter shows nothing but death and porn.
I see a lot of street fights.
Death and dicks.
Bro, a lot of death, bro. You know how many times I've seen cows and trains get hit by people? I'm sorry, people and trains getting murked by people and cows getting murked by trains. Sometimes I can't speak because I got a lot of languages in my head and it fucks with me. So where can people find me?
Yeah.
On TikTok, not the other T word. TikTok, at Jim Telli, 20,000 plus followers. Add it up. We're going to Jim_Telli on IG. I'm at 3,450 some odd followers. That needs to go up immediately. And you can find me on YouTube. Just Google or YouTube Jim Telli. Subscribe to my YouTube channel. I'm close to being able to get monetized on YouTube. So help me do that. I will continue to provide skits. I'll continue to provide stand-up comedy as long as these motherfuckers keep booking me for shows.
Yeah, we got Jim booked for, let's see, March 15th, March 22nd, April 18th. So
3 shows.
Check out our links. I have those in our link tree.
Definitely. And I'm going to make your stomachs burst. I'm going to curse. And I'm definitely going to have some of y'all leaving in a comedic hearse because I'm going to kill you comedically. You get it? You like that one?
Nice.
You like that one?
Absolutely.
I've been leaving with some cool black shit recently. Y'all want to hear this the one I'm about to leave y'all with right here?
Let's do it.
All right. Stay cool. Stay blessed. Represent your set. Go and get a check. Anytime you doubt yourself, just remember that you the best.
Thanks, Jim.
My name is Jim Telli, and this has been another episode with No Brains, No Headache.
Stealing our jobs.
Yeah. Hey, y'all don't know how long I've been waiting to get behind the microphone and hear this podcast. Sexy
you're welcome back anytime.
I hold y'all to it now. Y'all better not wait another 187 episodes so you have a black guy on here.
You know what? It's slim pickings in North Dakota, but
so I should be back quite soon.
We're just gonna give you the show.
Yeah,
it's yours.
It's Black History Month. I should be back on at least 2 more times before the month is over.
Oh yeah, that is true. Yep. Very valid point.
Hey, yo, so crazy. We can call this the Black History Month episode.
Cultural appropriation. You can follow us on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, TikTok, YouTube at NBNH Podcast. Just search No Brains, No Headache. You'll find us, and we got 188 coming up next week.
Who's your next guest?
No idea. But we know it's episode 188. Stay fresh. Cheese bags.
This is a freestyle off the top of the dome. Here we go. And I do it again, 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 again. I do it only once. Again, 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 again. I do it only once.